السلام عليكم، كيف الحال؟ اسمي أركان الطري. أهلا وسهلا. السلام عليكم، اسمي أركان الطري. Welcome or welcome back to Arabi Sahel Easy Arabic podcast. Last lesson we learned about short conversation questions and answers. Today we're going to learn about common phrases that you can add to your conversations. The following are common phrases that we use on a daily basis. I'll be giving the Shami dialect and the Fusha. Pay attention to the difference in pronunciation. Let's start with number 1, how to say thank you. Shukran. Shukran. This word has the same pronunciation in both Shami and Fusha. To answer thank you, you're welcome, you could say Afwan. Afwan. This also has the same pronunciation in both dialects. We have yes and no. Yes, if you're answering a yes-no question, you could say aywa or ah. Ah is a bit not disrespectful, but it's something that you don't use with people who are older than you or in formal situations. You can say naam. Sounds a bit weird if you say in Shami naam as yes, but if you want to be more formal, polite and respectful, you can say naam. Aywa sounds a bit Masri, Egyptian, but you can also say it in Shami. In Fusha, to say yes, you just say naam. Now, we use naam in Shami when somebody calls our name. If you hear your name, then you would answer naam. Or sometimes you can say aywa. Here's the thing with children. When we start calling their names and they start learn how to answer, they would say ah, but then we teach them that the proper way to answer when somebody calls them is with naam. No is la or la'a, but be careful with la'a because say it in a specific situation might escalate some unpleasant vibes. So la is good. La'a you have to be a bit careful. And in Fusha we just say la. La. Next phrase. I think we're number 5 now. How to say I'm sorry. For a male, you'd say أنا آسف. أنا آسف. For a female, you'd say أنا آسفة. أنا آسفة. Now this one is in Shami. In Fusha, for the male stays the same pronunciation, أنا آسف. For a female, she'd say أنا آسفة. آسفة. أنا means I, and آسف or آسفة is sorry. Number 6, excuse me. Let's say that you are sitting with a group of people and you're about to leave. You'd say عن إذنك if you're talking to a male, عن إذنك if you're talking to a female, or عن إذنكو if you're talking to a group of people. Again, عن إذنك, عن إذنك, عن إذنكو. In Fusha, pronunciation is a bit different. If you are leaving and saying excuse me to a male, you'd say عن إذنك. For a female, عن إذنك. And for a group of people, عن إذنكم. عن إذنك, عن إذنك, عن إذنكم. If you want to say excuse me as in pardon me, let's say that you're trying to pass through people, or I don't know, you burped by accident, you would say عفوا. عفوا, which is similar to the way you're saying you're welcome as عفوا. Yeah, it's the same word, you use it in different contexts. You can add to عفوا before or after the word آسف or آسفي. So like, I'm sorry, excuse me, in a way. So let's say I'm trying to pass through people. I would say عفوا آسفي or عفوا عن إذنك. You can combine those as well. In Fusha, pronunciation is different only with females. So instead of saying آسفي عفوا, you would say آسفة عفوا. There's the bit at the end that changes. We're going to learn about it in future lessons. Okay, next phrase, number 7, is how to say please. So we have here different people that we're addressing. If you're addressing a male, you would say لو سمحت. لو سمحت. If you're addressing a female, لو سمحتي. لو سمحتي. If you're addressing a group of people, لو سمحتوا. لو سمحتوا. In Fusha, for the female and the male stay the same pronunciation, but for the group of people, you would say لو سمحتم. لو سمحتم. Sometimes if I'm trying to grab someone's attention at a shop, I would say عفوا لو سمحتي or عفوا لو سمحت, which is like, excuse me, please. You wouldn't say it that way in English, but it works in Arabic. Okay, the last phrase, number 8, is how to say just a moment. So in Shami, you would say لحظة شوي. لحظة شوي. لحظة means moment, and شوي means just or a bit. لحظة شوي. And you can use this phrase to address anybody. In Fusha, on the other hand, you have to pay attention to the group or the people you're addressing. So if you're addressing a male, you would say لحظة من فضلك. لحظة من فضلك. If you're addressing a female, لحظة من فضلك. لحظة من فضلك. And if you're addressing a group of people, you'd say لحظة من فضلكم. لحظة من فضلكم. I just noticed that all the phrases I included today are very polite phrases that, in my opinion, should be the first thing that you learn in a language. Unlike what most people do usually when they learn a new language. I'm not going to say what they do, but I think we know what they do. Today's cultural point. Today's cultural point is again going to talk about how important to show respect in the Arabian culture. Today's cultural point is about giving and receiving. In the Arabian culture, when you give something or when you receive something, it's highly recommended that you use your right hand, especially with strangers or elders. And we teach that to children from a young age. When they receive something from their grandparents or their uncles or aunts, make sure that you take it with your right hand, or if you're giving them something. And of course, we teach them to say thank you as well. Arabs put emphasis on respect and politeness from a very young age, and we expect people to treat us the same. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. يعطيكم العافية. See you in the next lesson. Assalamu alaikum.